Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at an Echo string trimmer. The customer complaint is that it won't start, and if he does get it started, it doesn't have any power, won't keep running. I'm sure this air filter has a lot to do with that, and in fact, you'll find a little later on that it may have been a contributing factor. So, I usually look in the fuel tank first on these things, and you'll notice that I didn't do that here. The reason is I already looked in the fuel tank when the customer brought the trimmer in, and we talked about his problem. And when I tried to start it, I immediately realized what the problem was. If you work on these things on a regular basis, you would have realized what it is as well. So I am in the hunt right now for the exhaust spark arrestor screen. Now I'm going to look at the condition of the cylinder on the way there and just make sure that in general this thing is going to be cleaning the screen is going to be the end of the road for the repair here, and we don't have any other serious issues. So let's get this exhaust deflector off and take a look at the screen. What are you looking for, buddy? There you go, your little screwdriver. Okay, here is the spark arrestor screen. Looks pretty black from here. Let's get a light behind it and see if we can see through it. Not much. It's pretty blocked up. Not the worst I've ever seen, but pretty bad. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here for a minute and discuss this blocked up micro screen. Now, there's a lot of different reasons why this can happen. One factor could be that the customer is not running the machine fast enough. The exhaust isn't getting hot enough to burn off the deposits, and they collect in the screen. Another reason we might see it on a string trimmer is when people take the guards off the end that have the line cutting knife on it and keep the string to a certain length. Well, that feature also keeps the RPMs up on the machine when you're running full throttle. If you have a lot of string hanging out, you end up with a slower running engine, which may not develop as much heat in the exhaust. Another reason that the screen could plug up is crap oil. Now, when I say crap oil, I'm talking about oil that is not FD rated. What's he talking about, FD rated? The Japanese Automotive Standard Organization, I think that's what JASO is. They test oil. They test for things like lubricity and detergents, as well as the ability of smoke, the amount of smoke it produces, and whether or not the deposits, if it comes up the exhaust. So cheap oil may not burn clean and could gum up a micro screen. What you want to look for when you're buying your oil is this little FD rating right here. So on the bottle right there, it actually says FD, and if you look close, right above the FD, there's a serial number. That serial number is what the JASO testing team assigns to the oil that they're testing. These oils can be, renamed under different company names, whatever, but that's the serial number for that tested oil. And if it passes this FD standards, you know that it's the best oil you can get for your machine. Now, where the heck did my driver go? You'll notice that the driver was sitting on the bench before a cut in the video, and now it's gone.
Well, what the
It's
hell?
because I'm constantly getting interrupted during these repairs. You know, I probably had to go deal with a customer, answer the phone, or whatever. I guess I wouldn't have been answering the phone if I took my driver, but something happened outside the door there that I carried the driver out there. I don't know what I was fixing. And on that same line, these videos, you know, I get some comments about, you know, why didn't you add this or talk about that? What you're seeing right here isn't me making a video for YouTube. This is just a camera that hangs over the top of my workbench, and I turn it on when I start a repair. My employer lets me do that as long as it doesn't waste any time while I'm on the payroll. He doesn't have a problem with it. Now, if I had a whole production going here and I carried the camera outside and set it up on a tripod and then took some video of me, you know, tuning a chainsaw in a log or working on a weed whacker or whatever it is, he wouldn't be too happy about that, and there'd be no more videos. So basically, you know, I get what I get for footage, and then I try to dub in this voiceover and make it somewhat interesting or educational. Clearly, the air filter was a contributing factor here. If you are running rich all the time, you're going to end up with a lot of soot in the exhaust. And maybe that's more of what we saw in this case, because the stuff that we burnt out of the car wasn't like wet. It was pretty dry and sooty as opposed to sticky and gummy, which is more of what you see with a cheaper oil, is the sticky and gummy. But we'll get some fuel in here and fire this thing up and see what it sounds like, and that's all I got for you on the generic Echo String Trimmer Spark Arrestor Screen Cleaning. Thanks for watching. Later.